Let me guess, you're tired of starting over. Every Monday, you find yourself back at square one, vowing this time will be different. But by Thursday, your cravings have taken over, willpower feels non existent, and you're asking yourself, why can't I stick to a healthy diet? Sounds familiar? Now, I'm not a fortune teller, but here's what I know about you. You want to feel good in your skin, have more energy, and get off the roller coaster of dieting, losing weight, falling, and gaining it all back. And you've tried everything. Meal plans, apps, and even those smoothie challenges that everyone swore would change your life forever. But no matter what you do, before you know it, you're back to your old habits, feeling frustrated and wondering what's wrong with you. And that cycle is frustrating and disheartening. Well, today I will show you exactly why you keep falling off track, and more importantly, how to finally make healthy eating stick. These are the very same things I had to address in order to lose weight. During a time when the overarching message was, now that you're older, expect weight gain, embrace it, there's nothing you can do about it. Nah. If you've ever asked yourself, why do I keep failing at diets when everyone else makes it look so easy? Why can't I control my cravings no matter how hard I try? So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what's been holding you back and how to overcome it. The first reason why you can't stick to healthy eating to reach your goals is, well, let's be real. How many times have you tried a different diet or meal plan because it worked for your friend, your aunt, or some influencer? Regrettably, I can say that I fell down that rabbit hole one time too many. South Beach, paleo, keto, intermittent fasting, low-fat diet, carnivore, cabbage soup. Shoot. I think I've done just about every diet. Well, not the HCG diet. I haven't tried that one. Here's the thing. Nutrition is not one size fit all. What works for your friend, your coworker, the latest trending celebrity might be wrong for you, your body, your schedule, your lifestyle. Just think about it. If you absolutely hate cooking and you hate cooking elaborate meals, if there's a meal plan that requires you to make an elaborate meal, how successful do you think you will be? How long do you think you will be able to put up with that kind of nonsense? If you love carbs, but you force yourself to follow a strict keto diet, guess what? You're setting yourself up for failure. Instead of following random diet rules, start to understand your own habits, preferences, and lifestyle. I am so grateful for the teachings of Ayurveda. I finally had a science-backed explanation for how my body, how my digestion worked. For so long, I cried, bemoaned, and looked for solutions that were not in alignment with the fact that I have what's considered a very light and airy kind of digestion. My eating style did not support that at all. It actually made it worse. Once I understood that, let me tell you, when I made changes to my diet and to my lifestyle, that airiness that I have, which is a very genetic thing, by the way, I am able to go throughout life and not have so much discomfort that I had before because I was eating completely wrong for my body type. So you ask yourself, what food makes you feel good? What eating schedule works best for your day? Stop relying on others and have your own back. The second reason you can't stick to healthy eating to reach your goals is this. It's the first of the month and you've decided to overhaul your diet. No more sugar, processed foods, or takeout. You're gonna cook everything from scratch. Eat perfectly portioned meals and stop snacking after dinner. How long do you think that's going to last? You know, I was once that crazy pants type of person. The thing is, when we try to change everything overnight, we are essentially trying to break a dozen habits at once. According to the 2020 Journal of Neuroscience, our brain literally cannot handle that much change. And that's why we end up overwhelmed and giving up. At our age, we would accomplish more and have a higher percentage of success, #wins, by accomplishing one small thing at a time. My first step on the road to getting it right and making it stick was learning to train my hunger cues. I focused on having defined eating time ranges only. That's it, nothing else. I didn't plan elaborate meals for myself. I didn't restrict myself in any way. All I focused on was making sure that I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner within defined set times. That was one of the things that helped me make healthy eating stick. And I focused on that for months before I even allowed myself to add any other things to my plate. There is absolute value in learning to master one habit before it is that we move on to a new one. And the best part is you get to choose. Where will you start? Third reason why you can't stick to healthy eating to reach your goal is here's where things get real. How many times in just this week alone have you reached for that soothing, comforting food following a stressful event or a stressful day? Or how about this? Is your go-to whenever you want to celebrate some good news? Is it to go out and have some sort of food-based treat? Or in hindsight, how many times have you caught yourself eating out of boredom? The reality is that food has become our go-to solution for almost every emotional need. And that's a tough habit to break because stress used to have me standing in the kitchen eating a 16-ounce jar of nut butter the entire thing. See, when we try to stick to healthy eating without addressing the emotional connection, we are fighting an uphill battle. And if I had connected those dots sooner, I would not have found myself at a place where I had to lose over 70 pounds. So what can we do? The first thing is we can up our self-awareness. It's time to stop ignoring us and focus on us and really notice and observe ourselves. And in doing so, we want to identify our emotional eating triggers. Is it a coworker that sends you running to the M&M jar? A child? Your spouse? Your parents? A friend? Yourself? What is your emotional trigger? Identify those things. Write them down. Own it. No judgment. Then pre-think of alternative coping mechanisms. Because what we were doing before, that ain't working. We need to try something different and step outside of our comfort zone. Facing my emotional triggers actually helped me to reinforce my fitness goals, to become the person who seeks out education and knowledge and experiences around fitness, because I was never a fitness girly. And I'm gonna be honest with you, doing this takes a true act of courage, and you got this. The fourth reason why you can't stick to healthy eating to reach your goals is, did you know that most diets work perfectly? In a perfect world. But let's be honest, your life, my life, it ain't perfect. We got birthday parties, dinners, vacations, and those days we're just too tired to cook. And when our healthy eating doesn't account for real life, we will end up feeling like we failed every time something unexpected happens. And let life happen one or too many times in a week, in a month, and this can create a cycle of guilt and giving up. You know, I'm at a stage in my life now where I am finding that I have loved ones in need of assistance in ways I had never anticipated. What I have found to be helpful during this time is building flexibility into my plan. Currently, I prefer to cook and eat the majority of my meals at home. Life is not allowing me to do that as often. So part of my strategy in being flexible, one of the things that I am learning is how to strategically eat well and better when I need to rely on restaurant food. To purchase and have available healthy options to eat that I can take on the go, and requiring myself to get back on track after those special occasions. I know the occasions are coming, so I've already planned and built that into my plan to get back on track instead of letting one off-plan meal turn into a week-long binge. The next reason why you can't stick to healthy eating to reach your goals is when most people think about healthy eating, they think about all the things they can't have. No sugar, no carbs, no fun, right? Trust me, this mindset of deprivation is exhausting and unsustainable. I told you I was the captain of all things crazy pants, so I'm speaking from experience. Our brain naturally rebels against restriction. When I understood that, everything just made sense. I remember reading that if we tell ourselves that we have to do something or we can't have something, that we split ourselves into two roles. And when it comes to healthy eating, we become the vegetable pushing parent and the toddler who wants and demands chocolate cake, nothing else. Because the more we tell ourselves we can't have something, the more we want it. It's like trying to not think about the candy bar in the back of the freezer, and now that's all we think about. The easiest shift I found is that instead of thinking about all the things we could, would, should, and want to remove from our diets, why not focus on what we get to add in? Weight that I had struggled to lose for so long seemed to just melt off once I embraced and understood that it was good for me to add in more protein and more fiber. It was funny and interesting how adding in those healthy elements, how it naturally crowded out some of the less than healthy choices I had been making. And here's the kicker. It did it without triggering feelings of deprivation. Boom. So here's the action plan to help you once and for all stick to healthy eating according to your goals. 1. Take the time to reflect on your ideal eating pattern. 2. Choose one small habit to change this week. 3. Identify your emotional triggers and operate from a place of self-awareness. 4. Make a flexible plan that accounts for your real life. 5. Focus on adding healthy foods rather than restricting bad ones. Now that you understand why your attempts at healthy eating hasn't stuck, you can start making changes that actually last. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend. You're just one decision away from improving your health and reaching your goals.